In this video, we're going to learn how to solve for x in this Math Olympiad expression given to us. This expression is involving the cube root of uh, x plus 13 minus cube root of x minus 13 equal to 2. We're asked to find the value of x. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, share it with friends and colleagues, and remember to subscribe to my channel for more simplified math content. Now for us to solve this question, we want to make some assumptions and then use some laws of algebraic formula. First, we want to assume that the value of y is equal to the cube root of x plus 3. Now if we do that, x plus 13, right? If we do that, we can simply simplify that expression to get the value of y. And from that expression, if we simplify that expression by taking the cube root of both sides, remember, we can only clear cube root by taking the cube root of both sides. If we take the cube root of both sides, cube root will have to clear cube root, and then we'll be left with y to the power of 3 equal to x plus 13, right? So looking at that expression very well, we're going to assume that this is an equation we don't want to joke with. Now from that expression, y to the power of 3 is equal to x plus 13. Let's assume, or let's take the value of our z to be equal to, let's take the value of our z to be equal to this main expression given to us. If we take our z to be equal to the cube root of the other expression, x minus 13, remember that's the next expression given to us. If we do the same thing to this expression, we're going to find out that the value of our z, if we take the cube root of both sides, the value of our z to the power of 3 will be equal to the square root of the cube root of 3 x minus 13 all to the power of a cube root. And if this cube root have to clear this cube root, we will now have our value of z to the power of 3 to be equal to x minus 13. Now you see that we have brought out two different expressions, this and that expression. So how will this expression relate to our solution? Remember that from the very first expression, we said our x, cube root of x plus 13 minus the cube root of x minus 13 is equal to 2. So from these two expressions, we are going to analyze something. Remember that z is equal to 3 equal to cube root of x x minus 13, and we find out that y is equal to the cube root of x plus 13. So we're going to find the value of x plus y, and the value of x plus y, or y minus z, is going to give us, we'll have our y minus z is going to give us that very expression, which is equal to 2. And how do we get that? The value of our z here is equal to this, and the value of our y, which we took the cube root, is equal to cube root of x plus 3. So both of them is going to give us 2. We'll also find out that the value of our y to the power of 3 minus z to the power of 3 will be equal to, the value of y is x plus 13, right, minus x minus 13, right, Good. So if we simplify that, we'll have our y to the power of 3 minus z to the power of 3 to be equal to x plus 13 minus x plus 13. So from here, you can see that x minus x is going to cancel off, and then we'll have y to the power of 3 minus z to the power of 3 to be equal to 13 plus 13, which is 26. That's another unique expression we are not supposed to throw away. And we'll take this as expression 2, also taking this as expression 1. So we are going to make good use of all these expressions as this video unfolds. Now recall an algebraic formula. Recall that algebraic formula that if I have a to the power of 3 minus b to the power of 3, right? This can be equal to a multiply a minus b, right? Multiply by a square plus the first and second ab, and then we'll have plus the second square. So if you have that expression, from that expression you should see that your a is equal to y and your b is equal to z. Now if we look at those expressions very well, we'll come to simplify. Having our a to the power of this equal to this, we're going to have our a as y, and that will give us what? Y minus z, right? Multiplied by y square, right? Y square plus zy or yz, right? That will give us yz plus z square, right? And all this will be equal to 26 according to that second statement or equation 2 we have. So if we look at this expression very well, we are going to find out that y minus z from expression 1 is equal to 2. So that expression is going to give me 2 multiplied by y square plus yz plus z square, and this will be equal to 26. Now can you see that if you divide here by 2 and divide here by 2, you're going to find out that 2 is going to clear 2, 2 here 1, 2 here will give us 1 and 3, right? So that expression will now be y square plus yz plus z square, and this will be equal to 13. Now look at that expression very well. Can we simplify that expression? We're going to have that expression at a point. Then I want you to recall from equation 1 that y minus z is equal to 2. So if from equation 1 we find out that our y minus z is equal to 2, if we make z the subject of formula, we find out that our z will be equal to y minus 2. So if z is equal to y minus 2, we're going to substitute the value of z equal to y minus 2 into this expression given to us. And if we do that, we'll have the value of y square. We'll have y square plus y multiplied by y minus 2. We are doing this so that we'll have only a y expression, plus we'll have y minus 2 all squared, and this will be equal to 13 from that substitution. So having gotten this, we can now simplify further. If I expand this using the algebraic formula, I'm going to have this expression to become y square plus y square minus 2y, right? From that expression, then if I expand this, I'm going to have plus y square plus 2y, then minus 2 multiplied by y multiplied by 2, right? And all this will be equal to 13. Great. Now, if we look at that expression very well, we can simplify further. If I simplify further, I'm going to have this to become 2y square, right, minus 2y plus y square, right, plus 4 minus 4y equal to 13. So let's simplify from this point. If we simplify from this point, we are looking at y square is going to give us 3y square, right? We have 2y, negative will give us negative 6y, right? Then we have plus 4, and that will be equal to 13. Great. So from that expression, we can simplify further. That looks like a quadratic equation. So we're going to have 3y squared minus 6y plus 4. We subtract 13 from both sides. The right hand side will be equal to 0. This is going to give us 3y squared minus 6y minus plus 4 minus 13 is going to give us what? Minus 9, and this will be equal to 0. Now let's simplify this. If we simplify this, I'll simply want to divide through by 2 or bring out 3 as a common factor. If we bring out 3 as a common factor or divide all through by 3, this will give us y squared minus 2y minus 3, and this will be equal to 0. Divided by 3 and divided by 3, you find out that we'll be left with y squared minus 2y minus 3, and this will be equal to 0. So from this point, we are going to solve this quadratic equation to find the values of y. Now, to find the value of y, I want you to recall that we are going to substitute using the factorization method. We want to find two expressions, we multiply, that will give us 3, and when we add, it will give us what? It will give us negative 2. And what are those expressions? Minus 3 and positive 1. So from that expression, you come to see that we're going to have y minus 3, right? And then we'll have y plus 1, both to be equal to 0. So from this expression, you see that the value of y minus 3 can be equal to 0. And then we'll have the value of y plus 1 to be equal to 0. From here, you see that our y is equal to 3, which is the first solution to that quadratic equation. And then we'll have our y to be equal to negative 1, which is the second solution to that expression. Now recall that we are asked to find the values of x and not what? Y. And initially, we substitute the value of our y to be equal to the square root of x plus 13, and the value of our z to be equal to the cube root of x minus 13. So we have y equal to the cube root of x plus 13 and z equal to the other. So we're going to find the value of x since we substituted all this for y. Now from the first expression, you come to recall that our y is equal to the cube root of x minus 13 plus 13. So we'll have that to become x plus 13. We'll substitute the value of y equal to 3 on this side, and then we'll substitute the value of y equal to -1. That way, we're going to find the values of x. We'll substitute the value of y equal to 3. We'll have our cube root of x plus 13 to be equal to 3. If we take the cube root of both sides, we can be able to solve that. Cube root would clear cube, and then we'll be left with x plus 13 to be equal to 3 to the power of 3 is equal to 27. Then from here, the value of our x will be equal to 27 minus 13, and 27 minus 13 will give us x equal to 14. Good. So that is the first solution for the value of x. Now on this other hand, if we take that, we're going to have the cube root of x plus 13 to be equal to -1. Now if we take the cube root of both sides, you come to see that cube root of negative minus 1 is going to give us cube root will cancel the cube, and then we'll have x plus 13 to be equal to, since the power or the exponent is an odd number, this will remain negative. So we're going to have that to be negative what? 1. So if that becomes -1, then the value of our x will be equal to -1 minus what? Minus 13. So that will make our value of x to be equal to negative what? -14. So we have the value of our x to be equal to 14 and -14. Now if you find out that if you use the value of z to be equal to the cube root of x minus 13, we are still going to have the same expression or the same solution using the same expression for the value of y. But we didn't do that because we are using this value for the value of z. But we didn't do that because from this expression we only substitute the value of z equal to y. So if we want to find it the other way around, we can still make our y to be equal to 2 plus what? Plus z, and then we can make our y to be equal to 2 plus z, and then substitute it into this expression to get the value of z. That way we can be able to use this other expression, which is z equal to the cube root of x minus 13, because at the tail end we're going to have the value for z, two values for z, and then we can be able to easily substitute to find the value of y. So you see, very easy. I want you to try it the other way around and drop your answer in the comment section. Confirm if we have the same solution, 14 and minus 14. Drop your answer in the comment section, and we'll be able to communicate with you in that aspect. I know you did enjoy watching this math solution. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up, share it with friends and colleagues, and remember to subscribe to my channel for more simplified mathematics content. Thanks so much for watching, and bye bye for now.